Hi, I'm Lynne with Soft Squares. We are going to work on the Block of the Month program from RebsFabStash. This month we are making these two flowers. Okay, it's month 3 of the Block of the Month program with RebsFabStash. That's what comes in the subscription box with RebsFabStash. So if you're interested in doing the quilt, you can buy the pattern separately. It is Kelly Fannin, F-A-N-N-I-N, Quilt Designs. You could go to RebsFabStash to buy that from them. But if you want to get it with a box of other fun things and the fabric that you need, subscribe for their box. And the link for that will be below. Okay, let's build this. They have condensed the pattern down to this. And this is where we are so far. So we've made, and I've got my blocks up on the wall in this right order. So we've made block 1 was this and this. Block 2 was this, and this, oh I said it backwards. This is block 1, this is block 2. Anyway, you get it. There's 2 months up there. This month we're going to be making these 2 blocks, and they are going to go right here in between, although you could probably rearrange it any way you want. And I'm pretty sure next month we're going to get this and this one, and then the last we're going to get this, and then there's sashing that they've put on this. So they have adapted this pattern, but the flowers are coming and the sashing are coming from here. But as you can see, it's a lot smaller version, so it's doable. Okay, let's make this flower. So I have got videos on the other 2 flowers, so look for those. But they send you all the fabric that you need, and the fabric line that they're using is called Suede by P&B Textiles. Yep. And these are the colors we're using. So the whole quilt is being made with the same line of fabric. And this is the background. Isn't it pretty? So I'm going to cut out the pieces and then put it together. And you are going to hang out with me today while I build this block. Okay. Here's the block. Here's the fabrics. I'm going to start cutting out. Now, because this is not a free pattern, I'm not going to be able to give you the measurements, but I can walk you through the assembly. And the cool thing about this pattern is we got it up front, so we don't have to guess what next month is going to look like. Next month is actually going to be, it could be this one. Sorry. And we haven't done this one. So it kind of makes sense that this one might be in the middle. I don't know, but anyway, you can see all the different blocks in here. So anyway, we're going to go into the pattern. I did that one. And this month is this one. Oh boy. There's a lot to this one. But it's going to be pretty when we're done. One thing I want to point out with this pattern is on the front page of the cutting instructions, it tells you what you're going to need. Oh, I'm not in the right spot. Hold on. There. It tells you what fabrics you need for each flower, and there's a little picture and it tells you, but it doesn't tell you the backing. This right here is a summary of all the backing pieces for the quilt that is on here for this quilt. We're not making one that big. Plus we're doing a block at a time. So the nice thing is we already have the fabric. They sent it to us. I just have to go back to this page right here. I lost it again. Over here, and cut out exactly what it says to do over here. So here's my instructions right here. But for the background, it tells you specifically for that block over here, and that's background A. So we need 20 of one size and 8 of another. And then you can also see down here they're labeled, and the sizes are marked in most of them. It's really easy to follow this pattern, especially if you're visual like I am. All right, everything's cut out, so let's build our blocks. Okay, so everything is laid out. I've cut 2 flowers, my blue flower and my yellow flower, and we're going to make the yellow flower. I'll do the blue one later. And so what I've done is I've looked at this pattern. It says to start with your center, and then you're going to be making quadrants. So what I have so far is this is the very center right here. So I'm going to snowball all the corners and then add the side and the top, and then their center will be done. So let's start with that. But I also want to show you what's going on here, because if I can, I'm going to do as much sewing at the same time. So these first little pieces here are going to get snowballed edges right here on all 4 of these. So I'm going to do the snowballing on this as well as these at the same time. The let's see here. Another thing that we need to work on, there's a ton of corners on this one, is what goes right here on this side of it is orange with 2 snowballed yellows, and that makes this block right here. So there's 4 sets of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, for each of the 4 sides. And then I've got 8 sets because it takes 2 of each for the petals, and those are going to be 1 of each color as I have them laid out on top. And we also have 4 of each of these sets that will be snowballed, but on opposite directions. So 4 will go this way and 4 will go this way. And then we'll have all of the blocks themselves made up, or the pieces put together. It's just a matter of assembling the quadrants, putting the blocks together in the quadrants. So I still have a bunch of 2.5 inch squares and 1.5 inch squares, slightly off camera there, but and these rectangles are going to be used as well. So first thing I'm going to do is hit the machine and put one side of all of these on, because you're going to have to come back, cut it, press it, and then put the other side on. So I don't even want to see that second piece. I just had them laid out where I could get to them. And right now I'm honestly just going to do all of these the same way. Whoops. I meant to grab the yellow one. So this will make it go really fast. Before I actually head over to the machine though, I need to make sure this particular block gets put on the right angle, the right direction. And it's telling me that A needs to go like this and the K needs to go like that. So I'm going to be going from top right down with the yellow. And so this whole pile is going to be done that same way. So when I pick it up, it'll be the top right down. And then everything will be going the right direction for that. And I'll come back with these. Same with these. We need one of these on. What am I doing here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top right to lower left. Now, these are going in 2 different directions. This is the set that I want to be top right to lower left. So I'm going to pick this set up at the same time because we're going the same direction with everything so far. This little centerpiece right here, these do not overlap. So you can see there's no overlap. So I can do all 4 of these at the same time when I'm over there. So I will take it like that. And one thing I do want to do is I have this leftover stack where I'm going to go the opposite direction on these. So I'm going to do these 4 first and then switch and do everything the other direction. And it will make sense to me, hopefully to you, to do it that way. So let's get all those little pieces together and then we have things to build. You can probably see I had to seam some of these. I put them together wrong. Or cut in the wrong spot, so I had to make blocks. Let's see if this is one that I can square up a little better. Nope. Just gonna have to get eased into the seam. And so because I had to seam them together, I pressed the seams flat to try to get these as big as I could. So just be really careful. I've noticed this, and on the last block, I like to cut the black wrong. And I've had to piece together things on the other side too. I wish they gave me just a little more black because I'm struggling with that. All right, so all my second pieces are there. Let's go to the sewing machine. That goes there. And then this is gonna go here. That's what this pile is. I feel like doing this by hand today. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so all of these okay, all of these are going to get this on the opposite corner. And all of these are going to get this on the opposite corner. Okay, I'm going to square this up. I don't like that. So, those are done. That does not look square, but it will be in a minute. All right, so these two sides are going to go on here, and then these will go on top after they are pressed. I'm actually going to finger press that and do that right now with the machine. So these are done. What are these? Oh, these go, wait a minute, no they don't. What am I missing? Well, I'm not sure. Let's just go sew these. These go in here. All right. Okay, let's build our block. So we've got the center made. I'm going to put it to the side. And now we're going to build this quadrant. We need 4 of them. And then 4 of this quadrant. So let's start with the corners. That's the block. That is backwards. Just trying to get myself in the right space here. This piece I made wrong. So I need to cut more yellow. 4 more yellow and 4 more of this rectangle piece. Okay, let's talk about what just happened. I skim over directions. I look at things and can usually figure it out, and I didn't read the instructions real close on this one, and I cut all my pieces right, but I sewed them together wrong, a bunch of them. So I just had to recut all but 4 of the orange rectangle pieces, because in the end I only had 4 that were right. So let me show you what happened here. See this piece? And do you see this piece? They're a mirror image, right? Well, I didn't make the mirror image side. I made 8 of these instead of 4 of these and 4 of these. So I have a whole set of these that I can't even use. So I had to redo that. And this little piece, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got carried away when I was sewing these pieces, and I made all of these orange pieces look just like this. So I didn't have any of these, I didn't have any of the mirror image, which is why I had to cut 8 more rectangles. And I used all of my fabric, all but like less than an inch of fabric, to get these pieces. So I have a few that have a seam in them, like that. I just pressed them open to make them flat. So you can mend your fabric, but yeah, so I have like no orange left, and you know, before I had all of this, and so I had as much orange as I do the dark blue. So I just cut into that and pieced it together. And anyway, so now let's go back to building our block. So we're doing the corner block. So I've got 4 deep of all of the pieces laid out in the corner here. And now we're going to do the side petals. Let me make this more sense. So we've got this laid out on the table already. Now I'm going to lay this out, and there's not much to it. There's just that center piece, which is this, and then the little piece I had to redo, and then those long skinny strips. So I'm going to lay those out, and I'll show you how that looks. Okay, so it's going to be like this. This is gonna, here's the middle. So this is gonna be here, and then these are going to, helps if I look at the right picture. What on earth did I do with it? I haven't walked anywhere. Seriously. I just held it up. What did I do with it? Here we are. Okay, so we have the center, we have this, and then we have this with the orange facing out, so that makes a point. then we take these pieces, and on this side goes this one, and this side goes this one. So really this is the block we're making. So there's only 4 pieces in this one, and then we have this we'll make in sections. So first thing I'm going to do over here is sew these 2 together, and then sew those 2. Sew these 2 together, and then sew those 2, and then add this to that and that. Does that make sense? So then all I have left to do is sew this to this, join them, and these 2 together, join them. Let's make some petals. So what I like to do is take, when I add 2 pieces together, take the piece that has the most seams, which is 1, 2, 3, and actually a 4th one there to piece that on that side, and put this one down. That's why it's up on top. I can keep things flat or have better control over them. Okay, so now these 2 get joined, and then this gets these 2 on it. so we're ready to assemble. We have our center block. We have each of these. And we have our corner blocks. And look at that. It's turning into a sunflower. So I'm going to sew row by row and across. And now I'm going to add this to this. Got all my little strings attached between the rows, which makes life so much easier. Pinning it, because sometimes I get myself turned around at this point, especially when I'm trying to sew on the side that is the easiest. Looks pretty close. Looks good. Okay, I am going to square this up. Alright, so center this. This is the center of the board. Okay, same with this. This is the center. Okay, I have one. Now I'll make the other one and I'll show you what all the blocks look like so far. My blocks are done. They are not perfect, but they look like they're supposed to. So I'm going to put them on the wall. This is where they had them as far as the layout on the picture. I'm sure I can rearrange it because I don't really like the two blues by each other, but right now I'm just going to sit it up there. But that looks pretty cool. Let's see. This is what they're supposed to look like. This is what they do look like. And note to self, next time don't get so ambitious and do so many things at once. I got myself off by trying to put so many of the corners on, and then I made too many extras and I had to recut. So I have some seams, but this fabric is forgiving, and they're little and they're pressed and flat and you can't tell where they are. So I'm not going to tell you where they are except for what I showed you already. Alright, I went to edit that video and found that I had a block in there wrong. So I have taken it out and now I'm going to put it in the right way and then it will work. So I caught my mistake. Now you can see how I fix it. Okay, it's done. It looks good. It is uniform now. Not even sure which block it was that I worked on, but as you see, as I turn it, everything looks good. These yellow blocks are where they should be. I did it. We're done. Let me know if you're doing this block. And we'll see what it looks like next month. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.